Yo, what's going down, my beautiful people? I am not late, but I am on time. Look, my camera's all off right now. It's all good. Anyway, how's everybody been doing? I know this is like a whole different day, and that's okay. I know y'all are over there supporting me and all that good stuff. So one, I just want to give a great shout out to everybody who's been supporting me, supporting the show, just giving me all the love, whether it be positive, negative, indifferent. I appreciate everything, everything that everybody's been doing. uh so one thing I do want to do real quick is we gotta show this intro again. Hold on, let me go away. We gotta show this intro again. Okay, so yeah, so we had to show that intro one more time because it is what it is. I know I'm all over the place right now, but that is a and okay. That is a and okay. So what has been going on? And don't talk about my background right now. I jumped on. I was like, "Yo, what time is it?" And oh my God, it's time to go. Oh, it's go time. So it's go time. We finna do what we do. My colors ain't even matching. Everything ain't even where it's supposed to be at. But guess what? That is okay. We're okay with that. So my week. Um, it's been an interesting week, y'all. This week I've gone through, whew, yo, I've gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, and it's been a very interesting week. That's what I can say for sure. I can say for sure it's been an interesting week, but there's been some positives. And what I can say is, regardless of who you believe in, whether it be Jehovah, whether it be Allah, whether it be Jesus, whether it be Mary, whoever, I've been blessed. I have been blessed these last 2 weeks. There has been some trials and tribulations in these past few weeks, but I have been blessed. And before I get into my blessings, I want to make sure that I give shout outs to the blessings, especially to, like, my family members out there, because I always want to shout out the fam. So first and foremost, what I like to say is, yo, go check out her book. You know what I mean? Uh, Charmaine, go check out her book. Like, her book, check her book out. She has a show on YouTube also. It is called Marriage and Mirage. I know she's about to put together another show right now on, I think it's AMP. She's gonna be doing a show just about reality TV, because we all know that she's a reality TV. Oh, I hope you would know. I don't know if you know. She's a reality TV star. She was on Star. She was on Black Ink. So she's about to do some reality TV um, critiques and all that good stuff. So please go show her some love. Go show her some love. The other fam that I want to make sure we shout out is Miss Brianna Burford. So please make sure you guys go check out her book. Her book, Pleasure Makes Diamonds. Go check her out. She's doing her thing. So I would greatly appreciate if everybody goes and checks her out. And then the other family member, uh, where is she at? Oh, here she go, right here. Miss Shaz right there on the far right. Go check out Shaz. Go check her out. She has been selling her paintings here or she's been selling her paintings. So please go check her out on her page. You can go follow me on loyalty underscore unconditionally. You guys can go check her out. She's been doing her thing too. So please go check out all these beautiful women. They're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. Dang, doing that. So I just want to make sure I gave a shout out Also, which I don't even have her updated picture. Little Miss Doocy. Little Miss Doocy over there, it's a family thing. It's a family thing because we all start this off with family, and I said politics, family and politics. Y'all see Mr. Mel right there in the middle, even though he's like way bigger than that now. I'm gonna have to put a new picture of him up. But Miss Doocy over here, she's over here doing her thing. She recently graduated, which next week or the week after that, whenever I decide to go on live again, I will definitely be showing those pictures. Super proud of her. Major shout out, major shout out. She was accepted into a very prestigious program. She doesn't know if she's going to do it yet. Why are my teeth green? Anyways, she was accepted into a very prestigious program. So we don't know if she's going to actually do it. But if she does, man, shout out to her and everything that she's doing. What else has been going on in my life right now? Because I've already done just went through like half of the stuff. Um, Recently, I've had a little tad bit of controversy in my life. Yes, as I just said, I've been blessed in which 1000%. Um, I've had all the blessings that uh, I could even imagine happen here lately. Um, like all the blessings. Y'all don't even know all the blessings. However, in all of that, because when you get blessings, the devil is a lot. Y'all know that song, the devil is a lot, and tries to come at you in all different ways. And you know, I've had to make some tough decisions here lately, especially when we're dealing with just who I am as a person, how I feel about things. And for all of you guys that, watch the show and or me personally, it's been tough. It's been tough. However, forget them people. And that's one thing that I tell y'all, and I have to live by what I preach and what I tell people. Like you gotta live you. You gotta be you at the end of the day. And if it's something that you're not necessarily comfortable with, then don't do it. Don't do it. And if it's something that you are comfortable with, then by all means do it. I'm not going to get into the situation of necessarily what happened. However, just know your role, know what you're able to do, and work through all that. Basically, basically. So, anyways, moving on. Y'all saw the poll. Yes, the poll. Oh my goodness. So first off, thank you to everybody who answered the poll. Y'all saw the poll last week. It was basically me asking from the previous week. Was a relationship, whether it be a romantic relationship or a friendship, is all of that based on conditions? Do we really truly love people and appreciate people unconditionally, or do we put conditions on those relationships, right? And so man, the people spoke. The people spoke, and what the people said was, which would I honestly, I didn't think it would go this way, but it was 75-25, surprisingly. And there was only it was over 20 people that actually answered the poll. Yeah, small marginal numbers, but I appreciate every single person that answered the actual poll. Why you didn't answer the poll? Why you didn't answer the poll? Anyways, um I appreciate everybody that answered the poll, and basically like I said, it was 75-25, and the winner was there are conditions on relationships. So in the poll was anonymous. So it just makes me think like when you are in a relationship, whether it be a friendship, whether it be family, friends, uh, relationship, whatever it may be, y'all told me we really do put conditions on relationships, you know, and when it's not necessarily like a poll, we all say, "Oh, I love unconditionally. I love this and I love that and my my friendship and my love is unconditional." Is it really? Is it really? Cuz y'all done just told me 75 to 25, y'all. Y'all just done told me that relationships are basically conditional. So now let's unpack that because we had the conversation, the previous week. I posted the poll, and this is what you guys told me. So if that's the truth and relationships are conditional, well, my follow up question, because y'all know I got a follow up question. Why wouldn't I have a follow up question? And this is just a question just for, everybody that's out there. And just before I even get into that, my half screen back here, it's just basically saying you're not alone. Across the line right now is the mental health awareness line. You can go ahead and text that to them. So I just want to make sure you guys see that, and I do know like my pixels are off tonight, but that's okay. That's okay. Holla at me in August when I'm gonna do a couple shows. I'm gonna do a couple things, and y'all will see. I'm gonna have a whole brand new setup. But anyways, so you guys basically told me that relationships are very much conditional, whether it be a friendship and or a relation, whatever that looks like. And the thing that trips me out about that is when people have those conversations in person with people, and it's not something that's necessarily um, anonymous, and you're just answering a poll. It's one answer, right? But when it's a situation to where, it's anonymous and nobody's going to know what's going on, it's a whole nother situation. So let's talk about those conditions, right? I personally don't know what those conditions are. Um, I don't. Only because, you guys, excuse me, you look at my name on Instagram, it's loyalty unconditionally. And the reason why that's my name is, one, I have loyalty tattooed on me, and along with my two high school best friends, and our friendship is unconditional, right? One of them fools can call me tomorrow. We're not as close as what we used to be because we all have our own lives. We all are doing whatever we're doing in life right now. But if any of them were to call me, or if I were to call them, they'd answer the phone. I'd be there in an instant. Like we riding. What we doing? What we doing? And I would hope and think it's the same thing for them, right? Or even in a relationship, um, like whether it be an ex, or like who cares, like whether it be an ex, or someone who I'm dealing with, or whatever that looks like. Oh, what we doing? We riding. Let's roll. What we doing? But I don't think that everybody, just based on the poll, feels that way. So my so, and then when I have to think about it, like, so I was about to say, like, my conditions, I don't honestly know what my conditions are, because I personally don't think I have quote unquote conditions to a relationship. Uh, but when I think about it, and I think about some of the shows that I've had previous, I think that some of the conditions that people necessarily put on other people are, of course, the basic, oh, be honest with me, be truthful with me, don't cheat on me, don't do this and don't do that. This is my problem with all of that, right? Do you really want to know? And that might sound like a jerk face answer and a jerk face response. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand, I realize, I get what I just said, right? I get it. But do you really want to know? 9 out of 10, and look at me when I say this, 9 out of 10. Do people really want to know the truth? Because the truth hurts sometimes. And maybe that might be a problem because, the conditions or unconditionally, whatever, however you want to look at it, like people say that they want to know the truth and they can handle the truth. I can handle the truth. And then when you tell them the truth, it's like a whole like bombshell. Boom. So that might be why one reason why people don't necessarily tell other people what the truth is. But see, unfortunately, me, like I'm open, honest, and straightforward and to the point. So I feel sorry for anybody dealing with me. I do, because I just I give it, and I never said that that was a good thing. I never said that that was a bad thing. I probably talk too much. Well, y'all see. I got my whole life on freaking YouTube right now and tell everybody everything that I got going on, right? So like I honestly 1000%, yo, if you're dealing with me, sorry. Look, my green teeth. My bad, y'all. Like I'm working on that. But anyways, so is it so again, it goes back to that whole, unconditionally or conditional love. And I appreciate everybody that, chimed in on the poll. Um, I honestly thought it was gonna go the other way. I did. I thought it was gonna go the other way, and it did not. It went the way where I basically thought it was gonna go, and y'all got conditions. Y'all got conditions on your love. So I think, and to wrap this up, I think that we need to not only be honest with ourselves, we have to be honest with those that we're dealing with, to let them know. And I understand, like going into a relationship, sometimes we just going into it, we're having fun, or whether it be a friendship, or relationship, or even family members, we go into it like just having fun, and it's not necessarily, I guess, for a lack of a better word, serious. And then it gets serious, right? And then we forget, and then we have our conditions, and then that's when stuff goes sideways. So I guess that also goes back to, being upfront with those who you're dealing with in your life. So I guess if at the end of the day, one of the lessons that I have learned, especially after watching the poll and seeing where everybody's coming from, because like I said, it was a little bit backwards than what I necessarily thought it was going to be. Uh, just be honest and open and upfront. I think that that's more what it boils down to than anything else. All right, so that was my whole spill. Y'all like, dang, you was getting deep, Megan. You was getting deep today, right? A little bit, a little bit. And it's because like I had a whole bunch of stuff on my mind. So let's move on. Let's oh man. And I listen, like I said, T minus 9. I was having a conversation and I was like, hey, what time is it? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. What? And I had already moved it because, normally I'm on Tuesdays. Today's Wednesday. Thank you very much for tuning in, telling a friend. It's Tuesday, 6/21, 2023. Or no, it's Wednesday. I'm tripping. It's Wednesday. Man, where's my day? I told y'all this week has been crazy. This has been a super crazy week. I don't even know what to tell you. But anyways, again, like thank you for watching. So today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. So let's move on to the NBA real quick. Tomorrow's Thursday. Yo, y'all ready for the draft? The draft is going DOWN down. So we all know who's going number one. It's that young kid, 19-year-old from France. Everybody's hyping him up right now. Victor, and I don't even want to brutalize his last name, starts with a W. He's been killing it out there in France right now. Didn't play college. He's been playing in the professional leagues out there in France since he was, well, he's 19 now. So since he was a little bit younger than that, this kid is like, I think it's like 7-1, 7-2. Like can stand up and dunk and but the crazy part is he got some handles. He has a fadeaway, like his 3-point shot. He has a fadeaway on his three. So he's doing good. So he's doing good. And we all know if you follow basketball that the Spurs have the number one pick right now. Man, so we go back to the Spurs, and you know, I'm just a basketball junkie. Lakers for life. Lakers. Lakers for life. But I'm a basketball junkie. So if you go back and you pay attention to it, the Spurs, look at the big men that they had cuz you know they're going to take him at number 1. He's the number 1 prospect. They're going to take him at number 1. Like facts. They're going to take him, right? So let's take a look at their bigs in the past 30 years. So first you had the Admiral. The Admiral. Admiral was in the house, and you had Tim Duncan over there. You had them boys over there winning them championships. So that team, Greg Popovich. He's man, the dude is a master especially when it comes to bigs. And we know the Spurs have been on a downslide, right? So Greg, he's not only I think he's the GM, which the GM gets to pick all the prospects or whatever. He's also the coach, and I think he has like it's Pop, yo, it's Pop. So Pop is in the building. He's doing what he's doing. They're about to pick this kid. So you know Tim Duncan's about to come out of retirement and or the Admiral's about to come out of retirement to come teach this kid something. Man, he's about to have legends. Legends teaching him the game. Now, his first year, like I don't expect too much out of his first year. I don't. Um his first year he'll be all right. I think, well, the Spurs went like 0 and freaking 52 or whatever, but whatever. They probably tanked for him, but it's cool. But they're man, it's gonna be sick. The Spurs this year, it's gonna be fun to watch, just to watch this kid's growth. And then, next year or the year after that, woo, the league is put on notice. Because you gotta remember, in 2 years, LeBron's about to be out the league. Like I give man, if he's not out next year, if next year isn't his last year, he gonna be out the next year because his son, after he plays, because where is he going? USC, UCLA, one of the two California schools. He's gonna be a one and done, right? He's gonna be a one and done. So it's gonna be one or two things. He's either gonna go to the G League or somebody's gonna draft him. If somebody drafts him, I don't care if it's Timbuktu and Timbuktu. LeBron's gonna get out of his contract to go play with his son for his last year, which means 2 years, right? One and I already called it. Remo- uh 6/21 2023. I called it. Okay. And y'all remember this. Take a picture. Click, click. Take a picture. So what's gonna happen is LeBron, once his son plays his one and done, LeBron's gonna go wherever his kid is, whether it's the G League, excuse me, whether it's the G League or whether it's an NBA team. That's where LeBron's gonna go, and that's how that's gonna go. Period. Point blank. There's no if and buts or anything in between about that. Period. Point blank. So if y'all ain't got nothing to do, or if even if you do got something to do, pay attention to the draft tomorrow because after that, y'all already seen what happened in Phoenix. Phoenix is about to be wow. Like, yo, if see, this is what pisses me off. Back in the day when Chris Paul, if you guys are old enough to remember, Chris Paul was gonna get traded, and this is back it was when he was playing for like Charlotte or something like that, like one of his old teams. And that team was actually owned by the league at the time because that owner something happened with that owner and the league had to take over that team. So at that time, David Stern had the controlling power over that team. And at that time, Chris Paul was going to get traded to the Lakers. That was next. That's when it would have been, oh my God. It would have been Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant. And I don't remember if it was Shaq or Gasol at the time. But either way it goes, who cares? Kobe. Kobe. Anyways, so now you have over in Phoenix the trade that's about to go through that just got announced. You got Bradley Bill. We already know KD's there. We already know Book is there, and Book has been like balling out of control. Nobody cares about Aiden because I honestly believe that Aiden is gonna get traded because he doesn't fit with that mix. That mix is too fast. Like they're too fast. So they just need a big man. They just need like a straight up big man. Oh, yo, that's gonna be a sick team. So that means that Washington is unloading everybody because I feel like they're about to rebuild. So that goes back and begs the question: okay, so what's gonna happen to Kuz, Mr. Kuz, out there in Paris right now at the Paris show with Beyonce? Y'all see Beyonce's baby? Man, I wish I had. Did y'all see Blue Ivy? Blue Ivy is taking over Beyonce's tour right now. She out there. I can't dance, but she out there doing her thing. Blue Ivy. But anyways, so Kuz is out there in Paris right now, then declined his offer. So that's going to be an interesting thing to see. Also up there, everyone's talking about Dame Dollar Sign, Dame Dollar Sign. What time is it? We all know he need to get out the Blazers. He needs to go to a big market. He needs to go to a market where people are actually going to pay. Like, and I'm not talking about the people, like the fan base is dope. Man, fan base is dope, right? The fan base. Mind you, I said the fan base. But who wants to go play for the Trollin the who I don't even know who they are right now. Uh the Trailblazers. Nobody. Nobody. So what other big star is he about to get on his team? Nobody. So I get that he's very very, oh my god, he's loyal to that team, he's loyal to that city. If he's about his bread, then man, that's where he need to be at cuz he's making like 200, 300, something like that $1 million or whatever for the next like 4, 6 years, whatever that means. Yo, I get it. But if he wants that chip, bro, you ain't finna win. You are not finna win a chip out there. So I know a lot of the pundits are talking about, oh, he need to go to Miami. Dude, if he get oh man, if he gets on Miami, sick. That would be a sick team. Oh my gosh. Well, I would love for him to come play for the Lakers, but we can't afford him. Let's just be real at the end of the day. Like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna sell into like all the pipe dreams that everybody else is selling into. I already know that we can't afford him. Point blank. Even the Clippers, like the Clippers are already talking about trying to pick up Chris Paul because we already know that Chris Paul, in order for Bradley Bill to go to the Suns, Chris Paul's gonna have to get traded. Washington, the Wizards are going to waive him, which means that he's going to be on a vet minimum or a vet max, a vet max. That's less than 5 mil. And I know everybody like 5 mil, $5 million, $5 million. But for for a vet in the NBA, 5 mil plus you already getting paid that $600 million whatever contract he already got. So the other team is paying for you to pay to play for some other team. So let's don't get any of that part twisted at all. And then, we move across. So you got Middleton, Chris Middleton over on the Bucks. He's up right now too. So a whole bunch teams are inquiring about him. And then already talks about Kuz. You got the Lakers with their new acquired team after the trade deadline. Yo, white chocolate, white chocolate, Mr. AR, Austin Reeves. Man, Houston's trying to increase the market on him for no damn reason. We know damn well Houston ain't finna build no damn team. So we know damn well they just trying to do something to the Lakers real quick. So it's them, and I think it's another team that wants him. But AR, he's on the market right now. White chocolate, man. If the Lakers get rid of white chocolate, don't get white. Don't white. Not white chocolate. Not white chocolate. Not white chocolate. I like him. He's hype. He has heart. He has heart. White chocolate got heart. Anyways, so you got him, and then you have who else is on the move in the league? Oh, even with the NBA championship, people Jeff Green. Jeff Green has been on like 15 different teams, and finally in his I think he's played like 17 years. He's like right behind LeBron. Got his first championship along with DeAndre. Now for my basketball geeks out here, for my basketball geeks out here, DeAndre Aiden or not DeAndre Aiden. DeAndre that's Aiden over on the Suns. DeAndre he played for the Clippers. Now remember the Clippers had the big three back in the day. They had DeAndre with his alley oops because it was called Lob City. Y'all remember Lob City? They had DeAndre, they had Chris Paul, and they had Blake. Why DeAndre out of that whole little group, the first person to get uh a chip? Why DeAndre the first person to get a chip? But anyways, Lob City. Remember in between there he went from after he left the Clippers, he went to New York or yeah, the what was it? The black the he went to New York, not the Knicks. Oh, New Jersey. He went to the Nets, was with them, was with KD, didn't get nothing. That team was like a flop. That was like supposed to you had Harden, you had KD, you had Kyrie. Yo, Kyrie and everybody talking about, "Oh, let's get Kyrie over here to." No. No. We do not want Kyrie. Yes, LeBron could probably a couple of years ago rein him in. Excuse me, rein him in and do it. We do not want Kyrie. We do not want Kyrie. Repeat after me. We do not want Kyrie. We don't want Kyrie. Please don't bring Kyrie here. We're not about that life. We are not about that life, people. All right, so that's enough about sports. Let's talk about what are we going to talk about? Let's talk about politics. And I got my kickstart right here. Let's talk about politics. So big in the news right now. It is so funny. Y'all heard about Hunter? So Hunter, see there, and I think like a couple of things that you just do not play with, right? Don't play with the government. Don't play with the government. Please don't play with the government. They will come for you. So Hunter Biden, everybody's been talking. Oh, Hunter's done this. He's done that. He's a crackhead. He's a cokehead. Biden then talks about it in his memoirs. He's taking money from this person, that person, everything. Like all this stuff, all this stuff, all this stuff. Boom, 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 boom. He don't have this. He don't have that. Oh, but guess what? They got him on. Hunter didn't pay his taxes. He didn't pay his taxes. Yo, why y'all playing with the government? If there's one thing, if there, man, there's three things in life. And out of those three things, while you're on this beautiful earth, thank Allah, Jehovah, God, Jesus, Mary, whoever it is you believe in, for being on this beautiful earth. In America, don't play with the tax man because the tax man is coming for you. I don't care if it's been 2 years, 4 years, 10 years, or 20 years. The tax man is coming for you. And obviously, Hunter is learning that lesson right now. And y'all are probably thinking, like, because everybody's always like, oh, they're, nothing happened to Clinton, nothing happened to Bush, nothing happened to Obama for whatever it is that they're saying for the dossier files and for Benzabwe and like what everything else, like, everything that was already been uh, thrown away, like, okay, we've already investigated that, whatever. Oh, nothing's happened, nothing happened, but everybody's going towards Trump, right? That's what now that Biden's about to he already got convicted, so we're gonna see if he's going to jail or if he's gonna or if they're gonna do a plea, which let's be real, because that's when we look at, you know, the rich versus the poor. But not even the rich, because if we look at the rich, like let's look at how many celebrities, in a sense, have been indicted or charged or went to jail or whatever, based off of their taxes. Lauren Hill, taxes. How you think Al Capone, like, because wire laundering and taxes, taxes. At the end of the day, y'all, and I'm not saying go out here and do dirt. That's not what I'm telling y'all to do. But what I am saying is, if y'all finna do some dirt, pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. All right, so let's take a break real quick. Make sure you guys take a look at the bottom of the screen. We have the mental health hotline going on right now. As everybody knows, it's 988. You can go ahead and text that number for your mental health. Please, you're not alone out there. If you have something going on, you need somebody to talk to, please, 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 reach out. The next number that's about to come through your line right here, go ahead and check that out. Is right there, right there. That's 1-800-950-6264. That's NAMI. That's 1-800-950-6264. That's NAMI. If you just need someone to talk to, you need someone to chop it up with, someone who's just unbiased and just gonna listen to you, please call them. It is A and OK. It is A and OK. And even talking about that, recently I had a situation in my family. Something was going on with my niece, one of my younger nieces, and I didn't know about it, right? And I will be the first one to tell you I'm not the greatest auntie in the world, but I thought, and this is my assumption, I thought because I'm all over the place, I'm always doing stuff, whatever, and that's basically what she told me is they know that I'm there for them, and they know that I'm there for them, and she said that she acknowledged that, but one of her words were, and it kind of like bothered me a little bit. It was, I don't ask for help. Yo, it is okay to ask for help. Whether it's big help, little help, right? It's okay to ask for help because one of the things that, especially now that I've been doing, like if I'm putting it into my perspective, that I've been doing, I am not Superwoman. I cannot do it all. I'm going to ask for help. And the worst that anybody can tell me is no. Because if you tell me no, somebody else somewhere somehow is going to tell me yes. Right. But getting back to the situation, um, she just basically told me, she was just like, Auntie, like, I don't like asking for help. Like, I know you would have helped me, but I don't like asking for help. Yo, gut punch. So that made me think like, yo, am I being a bad aunt or is that just her? Which then I had to take myself out of the situation for a second and I had to just think like, that's her thing and that's her issue. And like I totally get that. And I know that, now she's in a safe place, it's okay where she's at. However, it was like I'm literally like you just went 10 hours away. I'm a good 30 minutes away in a phone call. And I would have came in and got you, right? But sometimes I think that we have to remember that there are people out there that don't want to ask for help, and we have to put ourselves out there to say, "Hey, I'm here to help." So for anybody, like I'm here to help. I might not have all the answers. I might not even have all the solutions, but you know what? The worst I can say is no. So that was just a little personal story about me, real quick. Like I said, my little niece, she had a situation, and I think that it just hurt me. Well, not hurt me, but I think that it just gut punched me. That she felt more like I don't want to ask for help, and I'd rather go to Timbuktu than to ask you for help. Yeah, but she's in a good place now, so I'm cool with that. So I'm happy for that. Like I really am. Like I'm happy for that, and I just wish her nothing but all the love, all the greatness, and I know she's gonna do great and everything that she's doing. All right, so moving subjects real quick. So as you guys know, it is Gay Pride Month this month. So I always want to make sure that I give a shout out, and I said a super shout out to all the companies that are supporting Gay Pride Month right now, and that are not caving like some of the companies out there right now. And I understand that it's a financial decision, especially with Target right now, because I know Target has taken a big hit. But at the end of the day, like, man, they're gonna roll right back because everybody, like 6 months, 8 months, 10 months from now, they're gonna forget about it. Just look at Chipotle for an example. And now, for those that don't know, even though Chipotle is out there like, oh, we're not gonna support the gays, they're donating to the gay politicians and the gay movements and stuff like that. So don't believe them. So, anyways, I just want to make sure that I gave a good shout out to all the sponsors, especially it being Gay Pride Month. Give a shout out to Campbell's, to Apple, to Google, to Marriott, to Target. It's Walmart ain't on here. Okay. To Alaska Airlines, which, Alaska, y'all kind of expensive. So I don't know if I can mess with y'all. To Comcast, to Hallmark, to PNC, to PepsiCo, doing a thing with Pepsi here pretty soon, AT&T, and to Hilton, and to the many more companies that are out there supporting Gay Pride Month. So we all know about that. Um, One of the other things that I always want to make sure I talk about is uh whoa, Juneteenth. Juneteenth was just this past week. So for those of you guys who don't know what Juneteenth is, and I'm gonna just give it just a brief. Basically, it's when the last slave, supposedly in Texas, found out that they weren't slaves anymore after 2 years after the emancipation. Which the emancipation, if we really take a look at the emancipation, there was, I think, about 6 states in that, which you know what, now that I'm talking about it, I'm going to talk about it next week too. The emancipation, because you got to remember, it was the Union and the Confederate. So everybody that broke away from the Union, the Confederate states, those states were already like, oh, we're not going to do this or whatever. But the states that were, back west, They were like in the middle, and there was a couple of states that didn't that were actually in it, to where it basically said that you guys are still slaves. Anyways, so Texas, 2 years after the emancipation, basically found out that they weren't slaves anymore because the general went out there and was like, "Oh, I free you." So uh, anyways, that was Juneteenth in a nutshell. And honestly, for me personally, like, I think that Juneteenth is important. I think that it's something that everybody should know about, which is really crazy because it was Texas, and Texas was basically the last state to even well, one of the few last states to even acknowledge it. And then, y'all, let's look at where's Texas at today? And the funny part behind it is, prior to, I think, like 3 years ago, after George Floyd, because that's when Juneteenth actually became a national thing. I think locally, because I knew about Juneteenth when I was in school and stuff like that. But I did a lot of, I'm a nerd, like, so I was reading a whole bunch of books about other stuff, anyways. Um, but it was actually in Texas, and it was actually literally a holiday in Texas. However, it wasn't taught. It wasn't talked about. So then this goes back to this whole right here, this book ban thing. Goes back to this book ban thing. So when I say this book ban thing, like, let's take a look at Florida. And of course, we're going to talk about Florida because Mr. Ron D, whatever he wants to call himself, um, this is how he's leaving the shelves right now, right? So Texas, a state where this whole Juneteenth thing even started, because the slave owners there were all like, "Oh, we're not going to acknowledge the fact that we know Lincoln freed the slaves." We'll get into slavery another day, but anyways, we're not even going to acknowledge that Lincoln freed the slaves. So we're going to hold our slaves, and we're going to do this. And then finally, the general came through because he was going through, like, all the states to make sure the slaves weren't there or weren't being basically enslaved still. And this is what happens when you ban books, man. This is what happens when you don't have those conversations. This is what happens when people want to hide behind whatever it is that they want to hide behind and don't have those real conversations, right? Like, you can agree with what we're not going to talk about today, but you can agree with slavery, you can disagree with slavery, especially if we're talking about back in the, early 1900s, late 1800s or whatever. You can agree or disagree with it, right? But at least we're having those conversations. So even like right now, these book bans, like, yo, how are we gonna ban The Little Mermaid? How are we gonna ban Ayn Rand? Ayn Rand, I look up to I don't want to say look up to her, but I've read every Ayn Rand book, and I understand that it's a little bit uncontroversial. Un, it is controversial, but it isn't controversial for anyone that knows who Ayn Rand is out there. Huge capitalist, and that's a lot of where my thought process and my ideas come from, is reading, capitalism books and things like that. How are you gonna ban that though? How are you gonna ban books by Maya Angelou? How are you gonna ban the poem that was read at Obama when you gonna ban that poem? How are you gonna rewrite in your way history? But when we go back into history and we take a look at it, right? And it really makes and for I'm sorry, my Caucasians out there, I love all y'all know that, but it really makes you guys look really bad, um when we're going back and we're looking at history, because history says Caucasians want to take over, whether it be like, look at what they did to the Asians, look what they did to the Africans. which they fought back. Well, not really, but they fought back. Look what they tried to do in India. Look what they tried to do in all these other countries. And a lot of the countries were able to fight back, but some of them weren't able to do that because they were too trusting. Look at the Indians. They were too trusting. They thought that, oh, here comes this person with, all these resources, and they take all the resources, use them up, and then move on. Well, look at the situation we're in now. You can either believe in global warming. Why can't I talk? You can either believe in global warming or not. But at the end of the day, it's all about taking all of the resources and then moving on. So what are we leaving our kids? And I know I'm on a tangent and I know I'm all over the place because I started with book bans and now I'm talking about global warming and like all this other minutia stuff or whatever. But let's really sometimes I think that we have to take a step back. And I think that this is one thing that as a society, all all races, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever you are, love you all them, have to take a look at and say, like, you know what is the benefit of this and how detrimental, I said that word, detrimental. How detrimental is this going to be to my kids, my grandkids, my future generation? And I think that we don't, I think some people pay attention to that, but I think as a society as a whole, we do not pay attention to the things that we do today is going to affect how it is tomorrow. Just like it goes back to that old saying, if you don't know about your past, how the hell are you going to get to your future? If you don't know what really happened, even going back to the slavery stuff and the book bans and all that, if you don't really know the truth about what happened, how are we going to prevent it and stop it from happening in the future? Because obviously we're not doing that great of a job right now. We got, except for Illinois, I think Illinois was the first state to ban the ban on book bans, if you get what I'm saying. So they got it right. They got it right. But like, how are we gonna even move forward and do all this stuff? I personally don't know. I can't answer those questions. We will definitely find out and we will definitely see. There is more to come. But man, and then y'all want to not pay these teachers. So you want to do all this, you want to ban the books, you want to tell them exactly what they can do, what they can do and they can't do in the classroom, and then you want to pay them $60,000 a year. Pay these teachers. Pay the teachers. They dealing with your bad kid. Y'all know what y'all kids is like. I love my son, but I know what he like at school. I know what he like at the house, so I know what he like at school. Well, hopefully he will be different. But pay these teachers and stop putting so many restraints on them and stop trying to have them. We don't need teachers walking around with firearms. But that's for a whole nother show. And gosh darn it, I got 3 minutes left. So let me get to my spiel. So first and foremost, like I said, thank you for everybody watching. I will never end this show without calling out this man right here. So please make sure y'all go check out my Instagram, check out my reels. This man right here, he is the superintendent of San Bernardino Unified School District. He was the former superintendent of Redlands School District, where there was 50 over, and I said 50 sexual abuse cases where teachers were having sexual relations and or inappropriate relations with students. And there's two pending today that were while he was on watch. So I will always call him out until he decides to either have a personal conversation with me and or come on this show. I'm not going to say his name, but sir, sir, please come on this show. And to these people right here, because these are the people right here that actually allowed him. allowed him and voted him in without the parents even knowing about it. Voted him in. So I'm calling out every last one of these people also. I'm not going to say their names right now because that's just too much time and I'm not giving them that much damn credit. So, as my cousin would say, for all my vets out there, if y'all need help, please, 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 please reach out to the Veterans Crisis Hotline. That's at 1-800-273-8255. That's at 1-800-273-8255. And you let them know. Corporal, yes, I said Corporal Smith said, hurrah, give them a call and they will help you out. They helped him, they will help you. Y'all already saw Nami going across the line, but I'll make sure I say that again. If you guys just need someone to talk to, it's for mental health. If you just need someone to talk to, someone to listen to you that's unbiased, that's 1-800-950-6264. That is 1-800-950-6264. And if you have a serious crisis going on right now, you need someone to talk to right now, and you're contemplating what's going on what's going on in your life. First, just breathe. It's okay. Throw a text to 988. Throw a text to 988. That's mental health. And if you have some parents, your parents are in nursing homes and you feel like something ain't right, something ain't right, please call 1-833-317-4673. That's the nursing home hotline. That's 1-833-317-4673. That is the nursing home helpline. If you think something ain't right, don't not complain about it, call about it. And as always, like I say, please make sure y'all donate to the show. Y'all see my graphics is off tonight, but don't worry about it. I will be getting it fixed pretty soon. Thank you for all my donations that I've had so far. I need a couple more though. So please make sure y'all donate to the Cash App. That's $residual22. That's $residual and 22. And as always, like I like to say, hey, I love the ladies with my green teeth. Y'all have a beautiful night. Thank you for joining me. Signing off.